Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice, where I am tempted every day to pre-listen to your song suggestions, but I resist. Today's band will be Within Temptation, and I promise you it will be my first time hearing their commercial breakout record, Ice Queen. Thank you to our patrons who made this suggestion happen. Let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to pause there. I feel bad. That was kind of in the middle of a phrase. But I just want to talk about a few things that I'm seeing so far that are really cool. First of all, this is from their Black Christmas, which is a concert that they put on annually from 2015 to 2008 in celebration of the holidays. I just think that that's so cool, and I love celebrating holidays, so it's really awesome. And you can tell they're really going with this icy theme here, right? It's much too cold already for me. I love this dress that she's got on. She looks like an ice queen, right? It's so frosty, the white. It looks pure and angelic as well. And the bits that I've heard of Sharon Denadel always strike me as pure angelic. That is the best description, I think, for her voice. She has a beautiful fluffiness, airiness in the tone quality. It is so ethereal and it's so beautiful and tender at the same time. And you can also hear a little bit of some strength coming through there, even when she's in what sounds like more of a mixed belt to me. Even there, she still has this tenderness, this fluffiness on top. Like she's always angel inside somewhere. It's just totally gorgeous. I also really like this repeating theme. It sounds like they really want people to sing along with it, and they're encouraging that. Okay, back to the beginning. Lots of cool instruments and lots of voices, all the good stuff. So I'm also very curious about the projections in the background. It looks like maybe they had some people play some of this in a backing track ahead of time. I'm not sure, but it looks like projections in the background. Maybe they're like taken from the band members too. I'm not really sure. I'm really, really curious about them though. So if you know where those projections are coming from or when they were recorded, let me know in the live comments, please. Ooh, I like the way she has the purity in the sound. When she went up on Better Believe, it still sounded ethereal. It's going up high on an E vowel, which can often get a little bit too forward placed. An E vowel, the tongue shape for that, if these are your teeth and this is your tongue, the E vowel goes your tongue goes really far forward, and it often helps focus the sound really, really far forward in your face. So it can come off sometimes as a bit harsh, and it doesn't sound that way at all in her voice. It still has this roundness, this beautiful quality, almost like a classical roundness, but she's really mixing different styles here. So it doesn't sound completely classical. It just sounds like it gets a warmth in there at the same time. My guess is, I can't tell from her mouth shape here, she's probably rounding her lips a little bit. So if you say an E vowel, a lot of times people think that they're going to pull their mouth to the sides and go E, right? And that's when it gets often a little bit too harsh to our ears. So if you go E and you round your lips a little bit, E, it becomes a little bit more of a mixed vowel, like an E and an U put together. But if you put just that a hint of rounded lips in a sound like what she has here, you get this E vowel that is beautiful, pure, very, very strong. It's got that laser-like quality to it, but it's got the warmth and the fluffy on top. So it's super pretty. Whoop, back just a little bit. Oh. I like this. Beautiful tone on that note. Wait a second. Oh, that's so cool. He almost looks like an undead knight with this veil. I hope it doesn't get in the way of playing. I just like the combination of classical and rock instruments. I'm always a big fan of that. Like the merging of styles there. And even in the chorus, there's something about it that feels like I'm rocking out at an orchestra concert. I don't know how to put it in another way. I keep thinking, what does this remind me of? There's something in my past that it reminds me of. Just totally, it's almost like sometimes backstage when I was waiting to go on during a Mozart overture, some of the opera singers would just be rocking out to the Mozart overture. Now, if you put that with rock instruments, I feel like it has the same feeling here. It just, yeah, it's really cool. It's epic. Her high, floaty head voice is magnificent. It's just one of those really pleasing qualities that sometimes you hear and you go, wow, yeah, I could listen to that a lot. It would be such a great voice for a lullaby, which I know that she's married to another one of the band members, Robert, and they have 3 kids, and I hope she sings them lots of lullabies. It's so pretty. You can tell that the placement is really nice. It's a very healthy sound. It has brightness to it. It has a lot of spin in the air, so I can hear that the air is flowing really, really nicely behind it. But it's super, super pretty. Let's go back a little bit and listen to that part again. Ooh, back a little more. Oh, pause just a moment. I just love this. it's that beautiful lilty head voice up on top with these orchestral instruments in here. Um, it's just so pretty. I love the way that strings sustain on a sound. You'll often hear vibrato with them as well, and she's got that vibrato in her voice. All together, they just seem to shimmer. It's totally gorgeous. And I think it's wonderful when the drums come in. The drums feel also more symphonic in nature when they come in here. So it's like you're kind of re-entering into a rock world slowly. I like the way that they're weaving in the elements of rock and classical symphonic music. It's such a beautiful and fascinating weave. Huh. I I greatly appreciate the audience's ability to really pick up the moments when they're supposed to sing with her. They've really cued this by just making two notes that go together, right? And repeating that often so the audience knows that they're supposed to come in. But also, I think, yeah, this is 2016. So this was live at their 2016 show. But the song was released in 2001. And I understand that it's remained a big hit on Dutch radio ever since then. So I really think, okay, this is like ingrained in a lot of these people. Don't think it's entirely intuitive for when to come in until you pick up on that two-note pattern and then you get it, right? So I love the audience sing along, and I wish that I were there with a ton of other opera singers and all of us were just like hollering out these notes too, right? It feels like they're very in, enticing for classical singers to sing along with, especially. The extra makeup and design of their costumes is pretty phenomenal. I'm I'm curious if there is some sort of lore that's behind the design of this. Like even the makeup here that's creating it almost looks like undead faces somehow, or somehow maybe skeletal, or it could be another race that they're going for. It's just so fascinating, and I think it adds a depth that I really want to understand about Within Temptation. Okay. Whoop. You gotta believe whenever she has right, yeah. Take your life away. Haven't you seen? Haven't you seen? Who's I know? Oh, I know what her voice reminds me of. It's not a classical group at all. There's a electronic group that I listen to sometimes called Vallis Alps, and she has a tone quality that reminds me of that lead singer's tone quality that has that just angelic angelicness about it. It's just such an attractive tone quality. It's almost hard to describe why it's so attractive. It's just very, very attractive. Uh, and additionally, I was listening, she's got some really good agility in her voice. She's got some nice runs going on as well. It's nice. Okay. back a little bit and keep going. Ah, I want to talk a little bit about the lyrics before we totally stop here. Um, I understand that a lot of songs from Within Temptation are inspired by nature. And I really, really think it's fascinating to read through these lyrics. So I just want to read you the last paragraph here. It's whenever she is raging, she takes all life away. Haven't you seen? Haven't you seen the ruins of our world? And you keep hearing over and over, like, don't you see it? Haven't you see it? Come on and just feel it. And it's an invitation, I think, in the lyrics to join in with the feeling of the band. And I feel like this is also partly why the audience wants to get involved in it. They're saying, like, yes, I've seen this too. And haven't you seen it? And they want to share it with another person. And it becomes a very infectious kind of communal feeling that you want to pass around, which I feel like is one of the reasons why this would be a great breakout song for them. Let's go back a little bit and hear that last bit again. I simply love the combination of sounds in Within Temptation, from the instruments with the strings and symphonic feeling combined with rock, to also this ever-present angelic quality that is combined either with a fluffy head voice or with her more mixed belt. It's still always present and angelic all the time. Sharon Dan Adele has one of the most naturally beautiful tones that I think I've ever heard. It's just so very, very pretty. So thank you to our patrons for recommending this song. If you would like to be a part of our Patreon, I definitely welcome anyone and everyone to join. It's a really wonderful, welcoming community. We have lots of activity on our Discord and do things like listen to music. We also have live chats, I think, nearly 8 times a month. So it's a very involved community. I welcome you all to join it, and I hope to see you somewhere again soon.